I know this is a weird format for my channel. You don't ever really see me in live action like this. Um, but the topic I want to talk about today is something that I thought required a little bit more of a human touch than just, the VTuber avatar I usually use. So, yeah, here I am, flesh and blood. Real. Almost messed that up. It's the camera's mirrored, so like this is my right hand, but it's showing on the left side. Well, not mirror, but you know what I mean. So anyways, I want to talk about nostalgia because nostalgia is a weird feeling. You can get nostalgia from a lot of things, from things that you experienced when you were younger, from things that you've may never have experienced, or it may be a mix of both. Like something feels familiar that you might have experienced in the past, but you're just not quite sure. But I want to talk about it because recently I was gut punched by it, basically. A few weeks ago, I decided to start looking for my DSi again. Now, my DSi was my first, well, not handheld, well, yeah, handheld too, but it was the first console that I owned. I got it for Christmas in like 08 or 09, I don't exactly remember, and it was the light blue one. And I put it down for many years because it got damaged, its screen cracked, and shout out my mom, she ended up fixing it herself, but something about the way she installed it just wasn't installed properly. So for whatever reason, the screen didn't connect right, and it still wasn't really playable. So I put it down, reverted back to the DS Lite that was originally hers, and used that up until I got my 2DS, and later the 2DS XL in... Was this all in 2017? I think it was 2017 to 2018. When I got the 2DS and the XL, respectively. But after that, I didn't really have a need to go to the DSi. Until a few weeks ago. I was thinking about it for the first time in a while, and I don't know why, but I just had this nagging feeling that I needed to find it. I haven't really had any like feelings like that ever before, so it was really weird. But yeah, so I tore up my room trying to find it. I tore up the rest of my house trying to find it, and nothing. So I asked my mom, I was like, hey, do you happen to know where it might be? Because I know she had my cousin's DSIs, or because she was supposed to fix the screen on one of them, and then the other one didn't read game cards for whatever reason, so she never ended up getting to those. And I was like, maybe my DSi would be with those if she knows where it is. So I did. So I asked her, and she didn't have any idea, but she was like, oh, did you look over there? And I did. It was on like a big desk that had a whole bunch of like not boxes, but papers and stuff on it. And so I'm just going through it again just to double check because, maybe you missed something. In this case, I did. I missed a single box. This single box was so small that it's not like ridiculously small, it was like that big. But because of the position it was in, I kind of glossed over it. I opened it up, I'm like this right here. That's pretty much what happened. You can't really see the big ass smile on my face because I got the mask on, but yeah, so I found my DSi. Screen still messed up, but the bottom screen worked completely fine. So I powered it on after giving it a little bit of charge because it had been years since I turned it on. And they all make the jokes about the DSi, or the DS battery life lasting ages. The DSi was probably the least used handheld in my house, so it had even less use than the DS Lite, at least by the last charge. I also lost the charger when I was a kid, so I was only really relying on like a car charger in order to charge it. So yeah, that was also probably why it was like completely dead. But yeah, so I booted it up, and the first thing I did was go through the camera roll because I wanted to figure out when did I get it. And the oldest picture was from 2000, whenever the date wasn't set or it reset or something. I'm not exactly sure, so that wasn't right. But the next one was December 25th, 2009. So it's possible that that was the one. But I don't remember that those photos being from that Christmas. Unless the original photos I deleted to make space for more doodles. Anyways, that's regret for later. And as soon as I booted up the camera app, the music kicked in, and I felt my eyes start to water. Now, I get nostalgia and like emotion from music a lot. Like I'm one of the people who gets like the goosebumps from listening to certain music you can't even see. See, camera's too high. I gotta lower it a little bit, but like then my face isn't gonna be centered in the video. Anyways, that's not important. So, yeah, so my eyes started to water. And you may have seen the short. If you watch my channel, like you actually watch my channel, you may have seen the short that I posted a few days ago. That was me immediately after what happened, what I'm about to tell you. So my eyes started watering, right? I'm like, man, I don't even remember the music, but just the feeling, and the feeling of viewing these old memories, things that in the moment I couldn't have even imagined that I would be looking back on this far into the future, because I couldn't even imagine this far in the future, because I would have been like 8, 9 maybe when I was taking these photos. I didn't have a care in the world then. Now, you know, I have jobs, I'm applying to colleges. As a kid, I didn't even know what high school was. And here I am, like 20 years into the future, taking a look at, not 20 years, 10 years in the future, taking a look at these, what was this essentially is spur of the moment photos. It just, I don't know how to describe it. It just hit really hard. I was just so overwhelmed with emotion, and it was just this. It was weird. So, I didn't really have a point to this video. There's not like a lesson. I don't really do lessons. I don't really like. There's no big takeaway from this. It's just, I just wanted to talk about it because it was something that hit me really deep, and you know, I just wanted to talk about it. You know, there's nothing bad about nostalgia. You can always look back and feel that times were better, but just remember, it's probably because you had less to worry about. Because back then, you know, as a kid, all I had to worry about was, you know, school, I guess, but like that was really it. You know, get good grades on your homework and tests and whatnot, but ultimately that's like nothing compared to, you know, everything after you're out of school. You know, having to figure out what you're gonna do with the rest of your life. It's you know, just make sure you live in the moment, so that way when the present becomes the past and you can look at it, you can look at the past like I looked at the photos on my DSi, and you know, just kind of not be sad because the time has passed, but you know, this is not super cliche. Don't be sad because it's gone, but be happy because it happened. But that's true. So yeah, have a great rest of your day, and keep making memories because they'll be really special for you in the future.